everybody, it's Aaronator here, and we got our 9th episode of our Columbus Blue Jackets franchise mode here on the PS4, guys. In the last episode, we went and did the draft, the year 1 draft. We ended up making quite a few moves, and we actually had quite the draft class to select. We actually got a very high pick in this year's draft, so if you guys did miss out on it, make sure you go check it out. But anyways, I will show you guys what our team is looking like. I did finish up the re-sign stage. That way I could actually pre-scout for our free agency stuff. Don't worry, I will let you know who we did sign, what were the major ones. And if you didn't notice anybody, then it's on. Maybe we will have them, maybe we won't. But I ended up signing Corpusalo. You probably saw that in the last episode, or at the end of the last episode. There's our D-core right now. Don't worry, Werenski and Tavara just in the AHL for now, just because that's what the game thinks. Right wingers, we could potentially trade Calvert, but just for morale purposes, and just because we do have enough cap space, and we can just probably have him as a depth player this year. I'm not going to trade him unless we really need to move out some cap space, so it should be okay like that. There's our left wingers. We could use a left wing, but Milano should be up. Same with Bjorkstrand, I forgot to mention. They're both 79. They should be jumping up even more. There's our top pick. If you guys did not see the last episode, we got Nico Hischier with our second overall pick. It was crazy. And then here's our main roster. You got Wenberg, Carlson, and that should be it. So in this episode, we will be doing a couple of free agency. We'll be looking around in free agency, but don't worry, guys. We are going to get to some simming in this episode, or at least I hope so. At least probably a month or two of the sim, and then the next one we'll probably do the entire season along with trade deadline and stuff like that, and then hopefully see if we're a playoff team or not. So first of all, I have looked through all the RFAs. There was actually quite a few this year. No goalies really. No one of significant potential or overall. There's the overall guys. There's quite a few guys we get here that are RFAs, but right now I like what our core is looking like. We don't really need anyone. UFAs, there's quite a few big names as well. We could get Tyler Johnson, but honestly, that's going to take away a lot of our cap space, and my mindset is, if you notice, we only have one 85 plus overall center, and that's I believe it's Alexander Wenberg. And what my plan is, we're actually gonna move Boone Jenner back to center, so that should give us a solid enough center core for now until he sure is ready and such like that. I don't really feel like signing Tyler Johnson to big time money in the 3 years or even longer term. I'm okay with our center core the way it is. I let go of Sam Gagner just because his stats, he didn't get tons of offense last year. I might still re-sign him if we have cap space, just for the purpose of depth and it's morale. So if we add him back to the team, some guys will go back to being happy, because after all the big trades we made, or at least the one major one, we're gonna have a lot of morale issues, which could actually cause us to miss the playoffs. So we need to keep as much of the morale up as possible. So as for actual signings, there's not really anyone we actually need to sign. There's one guy I noticed. If you go to roles here, you see Justin Williams, second line center. He's 35 years old, 81 overall. He'll boost up because his role is a second line center, or second line forward, sorry. And his money, the amount of money he wants is really cheap. So yeah, you could argue I'm taking advantage of it, but you could also argue that maybe that's the kind of money he wants to come. That's the kind of money he would take to come to a team like us. Maybe he wants to go and win a cup. And I think we can definitely help him out. See, he is interested. So you know what? I'm going to give him a contract. I will go 1 year, I think. That should be enough. 2.5 is a great deal for him. If he wants to sign, hopefully he does. You know what? I'll give him a bit more. 2.65 should be good. He could still potentially drop and become a third liner for us, but that's okay. That's still a great deal, and for 1 year. So that should be good enough. Gagner, I think, let's see if we can get him to a 1 year deal maybe. No, I'll go 2 years. 2 years at 3 mil, see if he wants to come back. I could have got him for 2.5, but you know what, it should be okay. We could also get a guy like Lindbergh, who's younger. I might do that as well, or Pajot, if since he's an RFA, maybe he could even, I just want to see. No, 7 years, he won't grow. So we don't actually need any defensemen. Oh wait, I just remembered there was one Prospect. We don't really need too many prospects for our system right now. I'll show you the goalies shortly. We don't need any goalies. We got Korpisalo and Bobrovsky, so we should be okay. There's the overall goalies. There's no one there. Roles. There's no starters. Potentials. There's a low fringe starter in Moran, but I mean, I don't really feel like going after. I don't need a low fringe starter, and he's not even in the 70s yet, so it's not like. And he's 20 years old. It doesn't make sense. We're fine for goalies. Prospects. I will resign Stenlund. I think Toronto. Sorry, not Toronto. Edmonton. Do we put him in the Edmonton trade or something? I can't remember. But you know what? I will gladly resign him. He's a good center prospect we used to have. So there are a couple guys that usually turn out pretty good. I know Vejmelko, but it's just always the usual guys. So I want to change it up a bit. Stenlund I haven't used too much in GM mode, so I'm gonna sign him. Godin, I don't like his face-offs. They're only 68, so I'm gonna stay away from him. We could get Dzirkales, all these guys, defensemen. I always see Jacobs and stuff like that. He's already 21 too. He may or may not grow. But there's not really too many guys that I want or need. There was one forward prospect though. I need to find him. He was AHL high top 6, and he was like 70s for overall, and he was young. That was a big thing. He was young and good. Right there, Giorgio Estefan. He used to have a really good potential, like 4 green stars, I think, in previous games, or 3.5 green stars. But he's dropped a bit. But I mean, his stats, it looks really good, and I think I'm gonna take a chance on him. So let's see if we can sign him. If he doesn't sign, it's okay, but just an option. We don't need any of these other guys. There's tons more guys that we could sign, but I mean, I'm just going to leave them for the other computer teams to go after. I'm going to quickly see if there's maybe one defense prospect that we could sign. I'm not really interested in any of these other guys. I mean, Jacobs maybe, but let's just keep on going for a bit. Mikola, there's some medium 70s. That wouldn't be horrible. Let's see, who's young? 19 years old, Waltteri Ruskinen. Just looking at these guys, I mean, low 70 doesn't usually get too good, but I have seen them get to like 83. So solid defenseman. Mantha, defensive defenseman, that couldn't be too bad. Oh, I just got a pain in my leg for a second there. I will. You know what? I'm gonna go back to the top, and I'm gonna go for. I'll probably. Let's go grab one of these high top 2s. I like the high potential. Carl Neal, get a Canucks prospect, right-handed. He's the youngest out of all of them, except Peters as well, which is a defensive defenseman. Wouldn't be horrible, but you know what? I'm going to go with Neal, former Canucks prospect. Let's pick him up and sign him for a bit less because no one's really interested in him. But anyways, I think that should be it. We don't need too many other guys. We should be okay. Maybe I'll go after Lindbergh if we don't have any more. But I think we were pretty good for just in general players. So let me quickly advance day, see if we get all of our guys signed. And especially Williams. That'll be interesting to see if he signs along with Gagne. Gagne. Okay, so looking for a team that's more of a playoff contender, to be honest. So Gagne clearly forgot that he was just on a team that made it to the top 4 teams of the NHL in the playoffs last year. So, I mean, San Jose, I don't blame him. Gagne, I'm sorry that I didn't sign you. Hope that you succeed well in San Jose and that you make it to the finals and lose to us in game 4. Probably game 4. That'd be nice. I believe the sign would be good for myself and the franchise. Short and sweet. Justin Williams signs with the Columbus Blue Jackets. We got Giorgio Estefan, Kevin Stenlund, and there you go. That should be all. I will, just for purposes of like AHL and just because he's a really cheap, younger-ish guy, I think I will go and put in an offer on, what's his name? The other guy. Hansel. Ooh, that might not be a bad pick. I was looking at him before. It's just because his defensive stats, and we just lost Dubinsky, so I might, you know what, guys, I'm actually going to try and see if I can get Hansel on this team, because I think that would really be good. Top 6, I think this is good. You know what, 3 years. I'm going to give him a 3-year contract. We can always trade him at the end if we really need to. 4.35. Let's see if he signs with us. If not, I will just go after some other guy, because I just thought in my head, Dubinsky, we lost him. I'd love to get another center for the penalty kill, and Hansel accepts, so that's a very big-ish signing, I'd like to think, for our franchise. So that'll help us out. I don't think we have much cap space, But just to double check, see if there's anybody else, and how much cap space do we have? We have like nothing. We have no cap space, so we may actually have to trade away someone, maybe Matt Calvert. But we'll see if we can get through the season with the team that we got. And yeah, we're right up against the cap, so hopefully there isn't too many issues. But anyways, guys, I will see you guys at the start of the season. Okay, guys, we are here at the start of the year 2 season with your Columbus Blue Jackets, and so I ended up doing all the lines, and guys, some guys have had some serious growth, like insanity. But I mean, it's crazy. I will right now show you the lines. There's actually a couple things I forgot to show you at the beginning of the video when I was talking about contracts. I signed Wenberg. I forgot to mention this, to an 8-year long-term $4.5 million deal. There you go. I thought long-term, I think he's going to be one of our top 2 centers, and that's a great contract for him. And hopefully he can continue to grow into a bit more of an all-round center. His defensive category is there, offense is there, and we're going to try and see if we can roll with him as the top-line center for this team in this year. So I have Heischer up because I don't know what you guys are thinking, because he hasn't grown and he's a minor scoring forward. The thing is, if we send him down, he'll go to the CHL. So do we want him playing in the CHL for one more year, or do we want him playing on the third line in the NHL? So I'm going to make sure that we don't go over 25 games so we don't ruin his rookie season and he plays like 26 with a decent amount of points, and then it's just like, oh, no chance of the Calder. I want to give this guy a chance of the Calder because I think once he is ready, he will be an insane player, and he deserves the Calder. He deserves any trophy he can. So for one thing, I'm going to have him on the third line, Hansel in the fourth, and I'm going to make sure, let me double check this. Here, I'll just go through it throughout everything. But Dubois up, he got some nice growth. Hopefully his defensive category can get back up there. Do you guys think we should make him a left winger? I just want to know for heads up. We're just trying things a lot. We're just trying to see where everyone fits. So, yeah, defense. Oh, gosh. I think it's okay that we lost Jack Johnson, guys, because we would have had like an 80. It would have been in like this, an 88 right here. So we wouldn't have been able to afford him. I think that was a really good trade. It seemed like a lot of you guys actually in the comments were really happy about that trade, so that's good to hear. Werenski, Jones will once again be your top pairing. Werenski is not a top 2 defenseman yet. That could change once I exit and enter back into the GM mode, but either way, that's still a great top pairing. Murray and Savard, Notavara and Harrington. So that's awesome. Goaltending, Korpisalo's an 87. Holy crap, he's a starting goalie. So eventually, I think we can trade Bobrovsky. Unfortunately, I only signed Korpisalo to a 1-year deal. I really do hope that Korpisalo can get better, and that Bobrovsky, we can have these guys for a bit, but soon we're going to have to trade one of them. It'll be crazy. Dalton Prout and Josh Anderson will be our scratches for the year. We can also potentially bring up some other guys, and I'll show you the growth from the other guys right now before power play and penalty kill is shown. So there's Milano and Bjorkstrand are both minor scoring forwards. All of these guys are. So we're just going to keep them down in the AHL for now, and then we'll see how that works out. Just all of our prospects, Stenlin. I didn't do too much. I basically left the AHL the way it is. We could play guys over like a guy like John Ramage, but the thing is, we want our AHL team to do successful, and these guys aren't really ready. Vano sort of is close, but we're just going to leave him out for now. It'll be okay. Merzlikins and Vivalena will be our goalies, and let me just make sure, yeah, Bjorkstrand and Milano will be on the power play, like top-line power plays everywhere, so it should be okay. That was a big voice crack. So the NHL power play, there's what it's going to look like. I basically left most of it. I put Heischer there instead of Hansel. It had Hansel there on the power play, and I like Heischer I want him to get more offensive opportunities, so hopefully he can do well on the power play as well. And yeah, Eberle and Wenberg, that's just how it left there. I'm going to see, I mean, if Eberle can get tons of points with Wenberg and then they both grow to 90, that's awesome. Carlson, let me put Hansel up here because I'd like him to be getting more time since he's on the fourth line. We got to give him as much time as possible. Hopefully he doesn't drop and he'll be successful with our squad. So you guys let me know what you think about Hischier playing in the NHL. We're going to start with him for the first month or two. If we're struggling, I'll only stop it after the first month. But unless we're on a tear, then probably max 2 months of sim for this episode. This does not count preseason, obviously. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Hischier will be able to get offense with Dubois and Williams on his side. I mean, Williams has some good offensive awareness, so that should be able to help him out. And Dubois is another young forward who will be able to bring the physical element to that line. Let's go scout Joe Veleno in the queue. Not to go suggesting that we're going to go draft Joe Veleno now. I like our team the way it is, but, I mean, you never know. You can never have too many good centers. You can never have too many of any position because, I mean, you can always trade to get the position that you need. But right now, I like our team. The unfortunate thing is we do not have a 90-plus stud yet. Bobrovsky and Werenski maybe get there because of morale, but I want a guaranteed 90 overall guy. So hopefully he sure becomes into that, or Wenberg, or all those guys. We really need to get some good growth, and I think that'll help if we definitely win. So, guys, this is going to be a year where we are obviously going to try and go for the playoffs. We did really successful last year. I'm not going to put the expectation that we're going to win the cup. Last year we were definitely capable, but we went up against a hot team. And already we have an injury in Alexander Wenberg. So let me quickly do this, and I'll skip that for you guys. So, guys, I'm just going to quickly show you what my mindset was. Obviously, like, Anderson isn't ideal for the power play. I'll just switch him off the center role. But honestly, right now, we do need to make these changes just so then we have a better chance at, I guess, succeeding. We need to make sure that we don't fool around and we don't just have Anderson on the top line center. So what I did, I just moved up all the centers, basically. Hischier, I'm going to keep on the third line. I don't want to overplay him. I don't want to stunt his growth. So hopefully these lines work, and we'll see what happens. Defense is the same, and yeah, that's that. So if injuries do get hectic, then we definitely will need to turn them down, because I'm not up for a year of a bunch of injuries. I wanna still have fun with this. So October 24th, we've already lost 2 games massively. Come on, guys, we can pick it up here. There's a big win, our first win of the season on the road. We don't have a home game for like 6 games. Holy crap, 6 games without a home game. And Wenberg is back, so he's back a lot earlier than I thought. Let me quickly put him back in the lineup. Quick note, guys. Again, I'm going to be putting Boonjenner on the second line 4-man power play center role just for less. It's a bit less playing time for Hischier, but I mean, he's a -3, and we just need to get our top guys going right now. So hopefully the extra ice time will help. Yeah, Wenberg's back in the lineup on the top line. Hopefully he doesn't get injured again, and there's a 4-2 victory against Pittsburgh. So I think as long as we stay generally healthy, we should be okay. What do we need to scout? I think we can still look for a top line scoring winger. So let's go to the dub we'll go 5 weeks, because there's a lot of forwards there. A lot of forwards to scout. Wenberg recovered fully from his injury, so that's good. Florida, that's a 5-2 loss. We're getting a lot of goals scored in us. I don't know how that's possible, because we have insane defense and insane goaltending. So can we please pick this up here? Philadelphia is a tough team, and we still lose. Wow, guys, we are just struggling like crazy. So I think Hischier maybe needs to move down, and Wenberg gets injured again. What the heck? 1 second. Okay, guys, we did the lines, and look at that, a 3-0 victory straight off the bat. That's nice to see, and then we lose 3-0, of course. 3-6. Hopefully injuries don't keep on hurtling us. We just had a bit of a rough month there, but let's go halfway through the month. We'll see how that works out. I don't want to. It might be I don't want it to be too short of an episode. I just want it to be a good length for you guys, because I do want to apologize that I was quite busy during this week, and it probably will continue to get busy. I thought the beginning of the semester would be a bit less annoying. Cramrosa, we don't really need him. Is he going to help? No, his defense isn't that great, so we're going to decline that. We don't need him. But yeah, I thought the beginning of the semester would be a lot easier and a lot less work, but nope, it's still crazy. So I'm going to try my best to get these out a bit quicker. That was quite a few days off, probably 5 days by the time this is uploaded. Sorry about that, but it's just the way things go. It's life. But we're starting to get lots of points here, lots of wins. So that's nice to see. Wenberg is available to play in the next team's game. I'm just going to continue just because that way he can fully recover, and then we can bring him in because we are doing very well. So let me shortly sim because I believe if you just like leave him, I don't want him to recover and then him to get bad morale because I think EA fixed it. If you guys watched Superman's GM mode, he had a lot of issues. Okay, so Wenberg's fully recovered from an injury. I will play one more game, and we'll see what happens. Ottawa, we get a 5-4 win, so I might as well finish up the month here. But let me put back in Wenberg. Hopefully he isn't complaining. That would be very not good. But we did start winning again, so you know what? I will finish to the end of the month or whatever. Look at that. He sure now. You put him on the top line, he goes insane. What the heck? Okay. Anderson, we're going to get Wenberg back on there. We should get him back somewhere in here. Hansel, get him more ice time. Yeah, he does well on the third line, so we'll give him more ice time. Carlson can be our fourth line guy. Dubois is a +1 with not much offense. We're going to take him down to the fourth line. Hopefully he does okay there. Maybe he has penalty kill time, so we should be okay. Second line forward, we're going to put Wenberg. He has power play time, so we should be okay. We'll see how that works out. Yeah, that works. Anything else? Should be okay. Oh, no, Dubois doesn't have penalty kill time. Okay. No, I don't want to take out him. Who can I take out for penalty kill time? 0 for... You know what? I just got to leave it then. I just got to leave it. Hopefully Dubois is okay with a bit of fourth line time because we have a lot of players. So we may need to get an ideal fourth line for our team. That's a good contract, but right for now we're winning, so let's just focus on performing well. Wenberg, he is going down. Please don't be... oh my gosh. Why? Don't let set you back. I know it's competence. It'll be temporary, dude. I'm just going to be calm with this. Hopefully... Okay, good. It's okay. Calm, honestly, in this game doesn't work as well. So I really want him to stay okay because I know that his morale should go back up as long as he starts playing again. But the thing is, we were winning with Hisha on the top line. So we're going to keep on going. We're getting lots of offense, and our defense is playing relatively pretty good here. So hopefully our goalies can step up as well because we have had a couple 5-goal games or 4-goal against games in the the Arizona and Ottawa games. There's a 1-0 loss there, so our goalies are playing well, but now our offense isn't showing up. So come on, guys, we're above 500, which is good to see, but we got to start playing better because if you noticed last year, our division was stacked, and that's why we almost missed the playoffs. Then we went on a crazy tear as well. Russia, yeah, you know what? Let's go scout a couple Russians. Alex Ovechkin for 5 weeks. Montreal get a 3-2 win. That's nice to see. Come on, guys. Let's pick up some wins. Philadelphia, there's a big dub. There you go. 3-0. Shutout for one of our goalies. We're getting lots of low-scoring games, so it's better than the beginning of the season. And a 4-2 loss against Buffalo. So I'm going to leave it to you guys. It seems he sure has been doing well. Maybe we need to not give him top-line time. But for now, we started picking it back up, so I'll let you guys make the decision. Your ice time... I need you to start playing better, Wenberg. I'm going to be honest with you. There you go. Firm approach helps. So hopefully, yeah, we'll definitely have to give Wenberg some more playing time, but we got to figure out what's not working and what is working. So I'll go do the team stats right here. We'll do the team stats, and then we'll do playoff stats. So we are I don't know. We may or may not be in a playoff spot. I can check right here. Eastern Conference. We are in a playoff spot, a wild card spot, but it's too close. We got to start picking it up. Goals for, it is early, but you know it's good to check because this still is relatively close to the entire league. So we aren't getting as much offense. We did struggle with that last year, so we can hopefully pick that up a bit more. Defense is not as good as it was last year, but you know what, still early on. So the stats, we've had a couple of bad games, but we'll as the season goes on, we'll do better. Power play is done pretty well, 18.5%. We could probably improve that a bit. I know that's actually pretty decent. Like that seems to be middle of the pack, even though we are a bit higher. It's just because again earlier on in the season. Penalty kill has done very solid. 84% is pretty good as long as we can stay consistent with that. And we're not good in the road, but the good thing is we're winning in front of our fans, so that's good to see. Last time we have been winning more, obviously, so that's nice to see. But like at a very late, we have been losing a bit, so we're going to have to figure out and see what works and what doesn't. So Atkinson's got 19 points. Nice to see. Heischer has got 16 points. Should he play in the AHL or sorry, not the AHL, the CHL or the NHL, guys? I'm going to let you decide that. And where should he play? Because third line, he didn't do well. Does he need to get top 6 time? How does it work? Do we need to play him in the role that we want him to play in the future, like second or first line time? You guys got to let me know. If you could give me some line combinations, that'd be awesome. And I might combine some myself with some of your ideas. Should he go on power play? Should he go on penalty kill? Just anybody in general, because we do have a lot of second and third line players on this team, so it's like the fourth and first line are kind of awkward, but we're just gonna have to work with that. The good news is we do have a deep team. We just need to work on getting some more offense. Yeah. So we only have a couple decent point scorers. Everly only has 7 points and he's -6. So we may have to change up the second line a bit, or give him top line time, or play him with Heischer. I don't know. 8 goals from Heischer and Jenner. That's nice to see. 5 goals is decent from some of our other guys. Calvert's doing pretty stellar. So that's good to see on the bottom lines. -7 is Wenberg. So yeah, Wenberg struggled. So we'll have to figure out where does Wenberg go, where does Everly go, and yeah, there right from there. Goalies, Korpisalo has not played many games. Do we have rotates goalies off? I'll have to double check that. I kind of like to have Korpisalo playing too, considering he's a starting goalie. But we'll have to look into that as well. Rookies, I'm going to see where I'm not going to check the player stats for this year. I just want to see where Heischer is in the whole league. So, never mind. William Nylander. So he's happy in Toronto. And he's doing very well. So, 23 games. This is it, guys. Do we send him down or do we keep him up? I think at this point we do keep him up, but we can't lower his ice time too much. We can give him second line time or something, but we need to figure that out. I said I wouldn't check at points or anything, but I'm gonna do that. Patrick Kane, Stamkos, Ehlers, Ovechkin, Tarasenko, all those guys. Prince, I don't know how he's scoring that much. Line, and there you go. Points, right there. Marner, Line, Wheeler, Matthews, Stamkos, Patan, all those guys. Assists. Patan has 3 goals, 24 assists. Penalty minutes, because I know you guys completely care. Campbell, the guy who was on our team last year, already has 64 penalty minutes. That's why we didn't keep him. Plus, minus, I know it doesn't matter. Oh, come on, Sutter. What are you doing? Goalies, I'm not sure if it really matters. It's early on in the season, so it doesn't matter too much. Halbuck's doing very well. It's just interesting to see some of these guys, some veterans, some younger guys. But yeah, that's it. If you guys, I didn't show save percentage. Sorry about that. I want to wrap this up pretty quick here. It says it's been 38 minutes basically on mine, but I know I've done a couple skips, but not too many. So I'm gonna end off there, guys. I'm talking really fast, and it's not an amazing recording day. I hope you guys will forgive me for my lack of content lately. And hopefully we can get some more out in the next couple days and continuing on with these GM modes. That'd be nice to see. But anyways, guys, I'm going to end it off there. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one.